We've all been enjoying the Olympics, and I'm excited because there's talk about a follow-up now. It's been an Olympic year, and there's another big event coming. Do you know about this? No. The Animal Olympics is coming. I've got fingers crossed they get this off the ground. Do you want to know what it looked like? Yes. Would you like to know what it'll look like? Let's go over to the hamsters practicing right now at the velodrome. There you go. They're both fine, OK? A woman discovered her boyfriend was cheating on her after finding another woman's knickers caught in her Henry the Hoover. The actual Henry the Hoover, that's not a euphemism for downstairs. I'm saying it's the... She only became suspicious when she saw the look on Henry's face. You see? Well, there she is. We've got a packed show tonight. We've got some great guests, and of course we have music at the end of the show from the beautiful and talented Miss Cheryl Cole. There she is.
How do you think I feel when you call my name? You got me confused by the way I change. How do you think I feel when you call my name? My name, say my name, baby.
Wow. Thanks, Cheryl. And that is just a small taster of what we have to look forward to. Cheryl will be chatting to me and doing a whole number at the end of the show as well. So it's worth sticking around for. Let's have a look at the other guests we have on the programme for you. My first guest is quite simply the king of the West End, the king of musical theatre. It is Lord Andrew Lloyd Webber. Hello, Andrew. Would you like to hear what a successful career sounds like, ladies and gentlemen? Let me tell you some of the highlights here. An Oscar, a Golden Globe, 4 Grammys, 7 Tonys, 7 Oliviers, 14 Ivor Novellos. Incredible, isn't it? That is remarkable. The only prize left to complete that list is gold in the 5,000 metres in Rio. And the nation is behind you, Lord Andrew. Let's start the training now.
You'd be lucky.
Lord Andrew Lloyd Webber, ladies and gentlemen, he's here on the show. I'm delighted he's on. Because he's not just come alone, not that that wouldn't be delightful, but he's brought along with him the cast of the newly revived musical that's going to be touring stadiums up and down the country. They're going to be performing a song from Jesus Christ Superstar. We're going to have them on the show, and I'm going to chat to them a little bit as well. It's Tim Minchin, Mel C, and Jesus himself, Ben Forster. There they are. Lovely to see you, and Tim, so nice to have you on the show at last.
Yeah, it's good. I've been in this bit quite a bit, and, but yeah, I didn't quite make it to broadcast last time.
Well,
I hope not to do anything wrong.
OK, we might cut this bit out as well. And Mel is Mary Magdalene. We have Jesus is Ben, and Judas is Tim. For those who don't know the story, and I'm sure most of you do, there might be some who don't know it. We should call them, to put them in Spice Girl terminology, it would be like Tarty Spice, Holy Spice and Traitor Spice. The cast of Jesus Christ Superstar, there's 3 stars of the show. They're going to be coming, performing and chatting as well. We have another guest. My next guest is the king of the pranksters. He's one of the most original comedians in the country today. He's a star of the award-winning film 4 Lions. It's phone jacker himself, Kayvan Novak. It's Kayvan. Hey, Kayvan. Who knew, under the phone jacker mask, there was such a handsome man? You've got matinee idol looks.
Thank you.
Kayvan has played so many prank phone calls, annoying people up and down the country, he's had to change his number so many times, haven't you? So many times. It currently is 077 I'm sorry, Kayvan. Kayvan Novak on the show. Let's say thank you to Kayvan again for coming, and then we'll... And you've already met, who's going to be my final guest tonight. She'll be performing for us at the end of the show, but also chatting with me first. It is, of course, the fabulous Cheryl Cole! let's just clarify, before we get on with the show, you were involved, everyone read about this, you were involved in a little car crash recently.
Yes.
You look fine, I just want to check that everything is OK?
Absolutely fine.
Because you had the sling on for a while, didn't you?
It was actually more painful wearing the sling than to just not.
And is William... Is Will-I-am? Is Will-I-am OK as well?
He is. He's wearing a neck brace, but he's fine.
OK, because I heard he took most of the brunt of the crash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that even his peas have black eyes. as a result of the crash. Cheryl Cole, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming on the show. It's a thrill to have you here. Thank you. All right, let's get my first guest out. It's the greatest musical maestro of our time, Lord Andrew Lloyd Webber. Here he is. Lovely to see you again, sir.
It is not bad to see you either.
Well, you're looking fine health and fine form, but you've been away, haven't you?
I've been away. I've been all over the place.
Where have you just come from?
I've been in Barbados, where I've been having a great time finding Dorothy's with the Wizard of Oz
just
for
looking
America.
for Dorothy's wherever you go.
Yeah, and there were loads of Dorothy's there, and that was all fine. And I've been in Mallorca, which I love, and that's about it.
Just and working in Mallorca as well, or was that just a holiday?
I was working, actually, writing the beginning of my new show.
I mean, let's be honest, writing music, and that's not really work, is it? So it must be, I suppose... But you can do it almost anywhere you go, can't you?
Yeah, funnily enough, writing music, in a way, isn't work, you know, but it's the construction of the shows that is. But, you know, I'm...
Actually producing and putting the nuts and bolts together.
Getting them all together, yeah.
So you're working on a new thing. Before we talk about that, though, let me ask you about the run-up to Jesus Christ Superstar coming back, was the TV series we had on. And I noticed on that show they didn't call you Lord Webber.
Well, Lord Lloyd Webber is extremely difficult to say after 6 o'clock.
Lord Lloyd Webber.
And I prefer to be called Andrew. I just wish I really... The Lord bit is just sort of a waste of time.
Lord Webber, I don't know how close you are, but socially you do know Her Majesty the Queen.
I have met her, yes.
Well, I've met her. I met her at a Royal Variety show when I was in the lineup afterwards. She went, "Who are you?" Well, you know, this picture isn't...
Well, she did the same to me the last time.
But didn't she come over to your house recently? Didn't you have a sort of social evening?
Well, we had... we played her the song that I wrote for the Jubilee with Gary Barlow, and she was staying with some friends down the road, and... They came down, they came over, and
it's a very nice holiday inn, isn't it? I believe there's a lovely holiday inn with a suite on the top. It's beautiful, and you get the carvery thrown in. She loves the carvery. Rather
smaller, but we had a very funny evening, and we did a few songs for her, which I knew she liked, and it was very informal, and it was just a load of friends, really.
I love a lot of your musicals, but I mean the one, and we're going to get onto Jesus Christ in a minute, because I think that probably is. I didn't realise until there was a TV show that's coming back, and I dug it out again and listened to the tunes, how much I love some of the music in there.
Well, thank you. I mean, it was never really written as a musical. It was a rock album. And in this country, it came out as a musical 2 years after it was issued.
You started work on it, what, late 60s, early 70s?
Late 60s.
69, something like that?
That's 69, the first single came out. Complete stiff in this country.
What was the first single, then?
It was called Superstar,
so
from
the
rock opera Jesus Christ, it was called then, and then it became Jesus Christ Superstar, because it was a vague hit around other countries in the world. But we've never, ever done it in an arena form.
And this is the way you've always wanted to do it?
I just love people to be able to see it here in the way that it was originally kind of conceived, because it got shoehorned into the theatre, and I always felt, you know, it's like kind of constrained, you know, and it was fabulous when it was in, you know, in America in the first arena. Whether people will like it is another thing, because it's quite modern and quite tough.
Do you seek out the young lyricists that you enjoy the work when you've seen what they've done, or do people come to you and say, I would love to work with you?
Well, the thing is that lyricists in the theatre are so few and far between. I mean, that's why it's, you know, incredible for me that Tim Minchin is playing Judas. I mean, Tim Minchin is probably the most talented new lyricist and composer on the scene. I mean, wrote Matilda.
Matilda, the big West End hit there, which is transferring to New York next year. And if you've been to see that with your kids, you'll know when I say it's unmissable as a family show. It is. You've seen Matilda, then, I guess?
I saw it, and I wrote Tim a fan letter and said, let's have lunch. And he suddenly said, you know, the one thing I'd like to do is to play the role of Judas Iscariot, and you're Superstar. And I thought, really? I mean, it can't be true. I mean, this is the, you know, he's the, you know, Tim Minchin, great comedian, fantastic new kid on the block.
He's got the hair already and the beard. He's ready to go.
Well, I said, well, if you really, really are serious about it, let's get round a piano, and we did, and he's here.
Now, you are, I know, I've been reading up on you, you're a big wine man. You love your wine.
I have a small collection, yes.
I heard it's a huge collection.
Yes, yes.
Worth more, you could bail out Greece with your wine collection.
Well, probably.
Although that's probably not saying much, God bless them. Can you really tell the difference between, and I'm always intrigued by this, between a kind of a good supermarket bottle of wine and one of these wines that costs hundreds, if not even thousands of pounds?
Well, you know what?
Do you think you can really tell?
You know, they make wine so well now, cheaply, that it's very difficult.
Yeah. Well, listen, we have some wines. We've got a sommelier in from a local restaurant. That's a posh word for the wine waiter. We've got a sommelier. He's bringing some wines in. He's going to give us some wines to taste.
Good.
Because I don't know, and I wonder whether we could have a wine-off.
Well, we could. This is the kind of Cliff Richard stitch-up.
In which way?
Well, you know, the famous wine tasting where his wine was put in with a whole load of others, which he made his rosé.
And he tried it.
And he tried it, and he said, this is the worst wine I've ever tasted.
Well, it serves him...
90% sure that's true.
Serves him right for making the worst wine he's ever tasted. You haven't made a wine, have you?
No, I certainly haven't.
No. Do you have...
No,
OK, well, look...
Where's the sommelier?
Well, the sommelier's coming out now. If you'd like to come out, sir... I think the name is... Will is the name of the sommelier. William. He's going to come out. He's a trained wine... That's for you. We're going to do it through hack. Well, OK, first of all, so we can't cheat, we've got you... I've got an iPad, you've got that as well. That one, yours says Lord on it. William, would you tie mine up for me and make sure... God, it's like being out with Christian Grey. OK, that's lovely. All right, so here's my hat, which was... there. Yep. OK, and Will's going to put some glass... Get your straw near your mouth, Lord.
Yep.
He's going to put the same wine in 2 cups so we can sample it. We'll say whether it's good or bad, and you give me an idea of what kind of vintage it is and what kind of cost it'll be. William, will you give us the signal when it's ready to drink?
Certainly.
Will you get a move on as well, please?
Right.
So, Andrew, everything's OK. We're just trying to...
Yes.
Have you...
I'm absolutely ready for this.
OK, have you filled his tank?
Oh.
What the...
Dear.
I haven't had a drop yet, and you're pouring all over the floor. OK,
We can't taste it.
How does this sound to you? This tastes quite nice to me. Share some of mine. What do you think? I would say that was a red wine.
Could be.
Is this a good
It's
wine?
not bad.
OK, it's any good. Will you reveal the bottle, please, William, and tell us what we're drinking?
Yep.
The Vida Nova is one of...
OK.
Is it really? Wow.
Let's have a look at
He
it.
had to study for years to be a sommelier. Is it a good one?
It's perfectly nice.
OK, OK. So, hats off. Let's move the hat. Keep your iPad on. Keep your thing. We'll blindfold ourselves again.
Yep.
It'll give us a new wine.
I'm going to keep my towel around me, I think.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, William. Should we drink some? Oh, that's not as good as the last
Tell you what,
one.
it's got what they call tannin in it.
Yeah, I don't like this one.
It's not ready. That's the problem with it.
Let's have a look. I don't like that one.
I'm not too
Is
happy
this
with that.
Can you guess what it is? Is this expensive or cheap?
I would guess that this is the wine that, you know, will get better in about 10 years' time, and therefore it could be quite a good one.
So buy some, lay it down.
Well, let's have a look at the bottle and see.
Do I look a bit like a pirate? or one of Duran Duran's wild boys?
I'm right.
What is it?
This
Look.
retails at
Is this
£380.
380 quid?
Yeah, Mouton.
This is 1983.
You can just look on the bottle. It says it there, William. 1983.
Well, this is not ready.
It's not ready.
Well, give it to us about 2 hours later.
You think it'll be better later?
Yeah, it would be.
Leave
Yeah.
that. OK, we got one more? OK, one more. Blindfold on. OK, so William is going to give us our wine, and we're going to try our third wine.
Ooh.
Oh, sounds like the audience likes something. Wow, I like the smell of this one. It's fruity.
It's Tizer. It's one of the most disgusting things I've ever tasted in my life.
Tim,
Somebody take it away.
Andrew, take your mask off.
Yeah.
It's, this is what you're drinking. You ever tried WKD before?
Well,
It's fine.
Is this
another
Australian
couple of-
wine?
Another couple of years will be perfect.
Another couple of decades, I get it.
Lord Andrew Lloyd Webber, Tim Minchin, Tim, stick